If you need an excuse to be lazy, and who doesn't, this chair has lazy written all over it.
Our very first slogan was recline, relax, recuperate. And we still follow that early advice and try to make comfort the biggest part of our product.
There are imitators of lazy boy chairs, and there are other manufacturers of reclining furniture, obviously, but there really is no other lazy boy.
And it's become much more than your grandpa's easy chair. Lazy Boy has gone global, sold in close to 50 countries around the world. 8 decades after the company started, it still has a leg up on the competition. Lazy Boy makes up to 30,000 chairs and sofas each week. That keeps the factory and design team humming.
We always want to strike a balance of design creativity and consumer acceptance. We want to make sure that the designs are fresh, they're updated, they're reflective of today's marketplace.
It all started back in 1928 in Monroe, Michigan, when 2 enterprising farm boys, Edwin Knabusch and Edwin Shoemaker, decided to open their own business.
Mr. Knabusch was very skilled at woodworking, so he did a lot of that himself in the early days. Mr. Shoemaker was a mechanical genius. He got the idea for a chair that would be on the porch or possibly out on the lawn. It was a little wood slat chair that when you lean back, the chair would recline.
But selling it wasn't easy. It was, after all, a seasonal chair. So they decided to upholster it so it could be sold year-round. Now it just needed a name.
They couldn't think of what to call it, so they decided to have a contest. Now, we could have ended up being the Sit and Snooze Company. We liked the idea of comfort carrier, and someone came up with Lazy Boy. And they said, that's it. It'll be a Lazy Boy chair.
The recliner was downright revolutionary when it came to furniture design.
Anybody could make an upholstered chair. Lazy Boy made one that did something. It was an instant hit.
It was the original reclining mechanism. It's been improved over the years, but the basic intent of the mechanism has really stayed the same.
In 1961, they made it even better. The recliner rocker hit the scene. Now their chair could do both.
You can rock in the chair, or you can recline in the chair, and you can adjust your feet height to 16 different locations.
We introduced the recliner rocker. That product changed Lazy Boy from being a little company in a cornfield in Monroe, Michigan, to the largest upholstered furniture manufacturer in the United States, and ultimately one of the largest in the world.
Today, at their factory in Dayton, Tennessee, Lazy Boy makes more than 70 different models of the recliner. Here they build up to 20,000 chairs per week, like the classic Kinley recliner. Each chair is made in what's called a cell, a unit of 6 workers that each play a role in the chair's construction. What's surprising is that most of the chairs here are made to order.
The cell gives us the ability to deal with each customer on an individual basis. They're trained as a team to work and to provide the highest quality products we can to the customer.
But it all starts with raw material, like wood. Lazy Boy builds the chair frames from scratch.
Raw lumber comes in through our rip first system, which basically starts cutting it to size.
The metalworks department plays the crucial role of making the reclining mechanism. It doesn't look like much outside of the chair, but it's the key to its success.
Quite often I'll get people that will say to me that they still have their father's or their mother's Lazy Boy chair in their home, and it's still holding up great, and the mechanism still works fine. And so the chairs are very, very durable. They'll last generations.
But they have to be soft, too. That's where the polyfoam comes in.
The foam arrives in a bun, and then it goes into our different cutting systems, and it cuts the shapes, whether it's for an arm, a back, a footrest. In that, the different buns that come in are dedicated to the weight or the density of the foam.
In each chair, there are up to 6 different densities of foam. All these materials, including the pre-cut fabric pieces for the upholstery, will end up in the cell. It's an efficient delivery system to ensure that each chair is made to order. The cell is a unit of 6 workers who assemble the chair in record time. Each member does his part. The framer puts the wood together to form the main structure of the chair. The sub-upholsterer, or sub-up, places the foam inside the fabric casing.
The sub-up is going to put the poly or foam, the cushion, and put it inside the backs and the kits that they receive from our cut and sew center. The frames and the fabric, they go together, and the upholsterers, they will put those and attach those to the frames. And those 3 parts will then be put on a cart, and then they are delivered to the final assembler.
Finally, the chair is inspected by the cell member with the most ominous name, the validator.
Our validators actually set in probably over 100 units a day. We've got to make sure that the leg rest works, the 3 leg rest positions work, and that everything's tight, there's no loose screws or anything like that. And of course, the color, okay? Everybody wants to make sure they get the right color, so we definitely verify our color, okay?
But the chair has been put through much more rigorous testing than this. In the early stages of design, the Kinley recliner is subjected to the worst mechanical abuse any robot could throw at it.
We take the time to go through the rigor of evaluating our units using these different tests to make sure our customers are satisfied.
The mechanism, the frame, even the fabric are put through years of abuse in a matter of hours. All this testing means that by the time the validator gives his final inspection in the factory, the recliner is pretty much a lean machine.
The thing that makes a Lazy Boy so comfortable really is what goes into dedication and how the people build the chair, the team that works on it, and the design that's put together.
In the end, the chair has to live up to its name. Could it be that being lazy has its place?
You know, a lot of people will ask, does it make you lazy? Actually, in a lot of ways, it makes you more efficient because you're able to relax. And then when you go back to the next day or the job or go out and play with the kids and stuff, you're much more rested and you'll be able to move on and do things at a higher pace.
Its founders have been inducted into the American Furniture Hall of Fame.
I don't think Mr. Knabusch and Mr. Shoemaker had any idea what they were embarking on when they started the company. And they did live long enough to be successful and to know that they'd done it. But I don't think they had a clue when they started out that it was going to be so big.